What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm exhausted. I just went through a brutal arm workout, just using dumbbells, and of course, if you remember, as I mentioned before, some resistance bands. I'm missing the green one actually, so you're going to need the resistance bands for this. So if you've done previous workouts, you would know that you're going to need resistance bands. Yeah, this workout was tough, so this was my first time doing it as well, because I like to come up with new workouts that I can bring to you guys that you haven't seen on my Instagram and on YouTube. So I always test it on myself, and yeah, it's a struggle today. As always, I'm going to give you the tempo, the reps, the sets. I'm going to explain everything with a voiceover. Hopefully you find it useful. Any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. I hope you find this very useful, because I know a lot of you don't have fancy resistant equipment in your home, or even in some of your gyms, or if your gym's busy, which it will be in January, February, so you know that you don't necessarily need resistant machines to get a decent workout in. So hopefully this workout will be just as effective, and you, as always, enjoy them. Don't forget to leave some feedback, because that would always be welcome. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. That would be awesome. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. Enjoy the video.
First workout, we have the bicep incline curls. If you've watched my arm videos, you would know that at the top of the movement, I like to twist my pinky finger towards my shoulders, hence why I call them the pinky curls. As always, with every workout, the tempo, aka time under tension, varies each set, so have a look at the description box for this. And don't forget, it's all about progressive overload, so as the set changes, so should the weight. Then superset the incline curls with ZOTTORMAN curls. Pay very close attention to how I perform this in the video. You also want to make sure to start light, as these are harder than they look. They are great for developing your biceps as well as your forearms. Remember, every single rep, make sure you squeeze your biceps at the top of the movement, and I like to keep squeezing and holding the tension even during the eccentric phase of the movement, and this applies to every single exercise in this video. Next up, we have a slightly altered tricep skull crusher. Now, if you have elbow tendonitis whereby your elbows are inflamed, this is a safer and less strenuous way of performing this exercise. The triceps are still effectively being worked during the eccentric phase, and by doing a close grip press rather than an elbow extension, this will be less painful and still effective. Honestly, try this and you will fully understand what I mean. Slow down the tempo during the eccentric, and also during the press, make sure you drive up with your triceps. Then superset the skull crushers with banded overhead extensions. As of course, it's one of my workouts, so we will be using resistant bands. This is a medium resistant band, however you can use a hard resistant to make sure this is even harder, but trust me, if you superset these two tricep exercises correctly, the medium will be tougher than you think. If you have a cable machine, do exactly the same thing. Make sure you squeeze the life out of your triceps at the top of the movement every rep. And again, take note of the tempo in the description, as they vary every set and every exercise. This is key to every single workout. Next up, we have single arm dumbbell preacher curl. As you can see demonstrated in the video, I like to perform this exactly the same way with the incline curls, so with twisting my pinky finger towards my shoulders. Make sure to fully rest your triceps on the bench, and then I like to make sure I don't fully lock out my elbows at the bottom to keep constant tension on my biceps. Again, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your biceps at the top and keep that tension throughout till the last rep. Superset with banded preacher curl. Again, similar movement, except you don't twist at the top this time. As you can see in the video, I like to control the eccentric and hold at the top for a good second each rep. The pump you will get from this superset is awesome, trust me on this. Next, we have triceps bench dips. Now you can either have your feet on the floor to perform this or elevate your feet to make it slightly harder by increasing range of motion. Make sure you keep it nice and controlled during the eccentric phase, and as always, squeeze your triceps as hard as you can at the top of the movement. Progress this by adding extra weight, either using dumbbells or plates. Then superset with banded pull downs. Watch carefully how I grip the bands here. I'm using a hard resistant band. With bands, remember the higher up you hold the bands, the harder the exercise becomes as you are shortening the bands. And again, I know I'm being repetitive, but I want you all to remember to squeeze your triceps every time you extend your arms down. Try and keep your elbows in as much as possible. However, when I pull the band down, I like to twist my wrist outwards slightly, as I find this gives me the opportunity to fully contract my triceps. And also remember to keep that tension constant even during the contraction phase of the movement. Then I like to finish my biceps with this horrible drop set. It's a mixture of a bicep curl and a hammer curl. So a 4 descending drop set of a normal bicep curl, and then 4 ascending drop set of a hammer curl, as you can see in the video. Also, the tempo varies each drop, so make sure you get this right. I've put it in the description box as well. Trust me, this really sucks. But then again, if you want your arms to grow, or any body part for that matter, you need to put them under as much tension as possible. And then we're going to do a banded tricep push-up. So we're going to start with the medium resistance band and do as many push-ups as you possibly can. And then when you hit failure, change to a light resistance band, and then you go till failure, and you repeat this same movement without the bands also. Thank you again for watching. Remember, these exercises and methods are what works for me and how I like to train. If you feel it's too much, you can always scale it down. That's absolutely fine. Hopefully you will get a great workout from this.